Good morning. I'm Florian, CEO and co-founder of Dymium. I'm excited to share with you a revolutionary magnetic approach to treating one of the most excruciating pains, kidney stones. Every year, 115 million people globally suffer from kidney stones. Healthcare costs for kidney stones will exceed 4 billion euro in the US alone by 2030. And the current standard of care looks like this. So first, the stone has to be fragmented by using a laser fiber. The resulting fragments and the stone dust has to be extracted with a tool called a basket. However, the basket has major limitations. It can't catch fragments which are smaller than 2 millimeter, and the manual individual extraction of every single stone is not able to clear the kidney completely in one surgery. Incomplete stone removal causes 15% complications like infections and 29% reintervention rate. In one center with 1,000 stone procedures per year, this causes additional costs of more than 1 million euro. While observing dozens of stone surgeries, we asked ourselves, why catch stones when they actually can come to you? So here's our solution. After the laser fragmentation, we make fragments magnetizable with the help of a biocompatible coating that is based on iron oxide. So after they are magnetized, we can extract the fragments with a magnet, residue-free in one surgery, an innovation with the potential to be a new gold standard. This is live in vivo data you just saw. The value proposition of residue-free stone retrieval is clear. Hospitals save costs related to complications and post-operative care. Patients do not suffer from reinterventions and complications, which is so painful. It gives surgeons confidence and a higher efficiency by increasing the stone load per passage by a factor of 8. And finally, we avoid costs for the payer caused by reintervention, which is currently a rate of 30%. So what is our business model? We sell single-use consumables that are tailored for one surgery. The system comprises ferrocoat, the magnetizing suspension, and ferroprobe, the magnetic retrieval instrument. They're both single-use and designed for one surgery, and we estimate a cost of 600 euro per surgery. We're not adding maintenance costs, service costs, and we don't need further equipment. With this scalable business model, we could reach our first billion in sales with 6 hospitals using Dymium in only 30% of their procedures, and 10 million in sales, obviously, with 60 centers and 18,000 procedures. However, there are 2.5 million procedures we can address, leading to a market size of 1.5 billion euro for the first application of our technology. How are we positioned in the competitive landscape? The use of magnetism. This offers superior integration into the workflow because it's a global retrieval approach and not a local approach like the basket, a glue, or suction techniques. It's passive atraumatic, doesn't need pressure changes in the kidney compared to suction. And it's the only solution designed to be performed by one surgeon. Our founding team has in-house competences in magnetic particles, medical engineering. We have in-house competence for regulatory affairs and quality management. And the research comes out of leading institutions like MIT and TUM, where my co-founders spent more than 15 years in translating magnetic particles to healthcare applications. We are backed by key opinion leaders who brought several innovative devices to the market with companies like Boston Scientific and Coloplast. And by the way, Coloplast sponsored our studies to show that we are able to retrieve stone dust because it's in the interest of the laser manufacturers like Boston Scientific and Olympus to get rid of stone dust to sell more of their lasers. Since our inception 3 years ago, we achieved major development milestones like the in vivo animal trials and raised more than 1 million euro in non-dilutive funding. Our next milestone is recruiting of patients in mid-2025. We will seek a 510K pathway in the US to enter the market in 2026. To conduct the first in-human study, we are raising 3 million euro in a seed funding round. So if you have kidney stones or a fund to invest, let me know. Thank you very much for your attention.
Yes, well, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Okay, so you're doing a first in human, planning a first in human now, and then afterwards a larger study, I presume. So, what are your primary outcomes you want to show, and how many patients do you estimate to include from the study after the first in human?
Good question. So my primary plan is to conduct a first in human pilot study with 30 patients here in Munich, and then go the 510K pathway with the predicate devices. So magnetic particles are being used already and FDA approved with slightly different intended use and slightly different technology. However, we see a great chance of going the 510K pathway, adding the clinical data from 30 patients. And we have a FDA pre-sub discussion today, actually, to de-risk that pathway with the FDA. And to your second question, what are the endpoints? It's the stone-free rate of patients. It's the most important outcome for efficiency, and then safety and tolerance of the magnetic particles, which we showed already in vivo that we're not harming anything, any organs, and we have good feedback from the ethics committee. So we're confident that we can go to the pilot study in 2025. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Florian. I have a question about the integration of the device within the clinician workflow. Have you assessed the possibility, and is it easy for them to use the device? Do you need to train them? How does it work?
I think that's exactly our benefit compared to competition. It's very easy to use because we bring in the suspension. It's completely liquid, and it's brought into the patient endoscopically, like a contrast agent. So this is a step surgeons are very used to. Like you can see it here. After the laser fragmentation, just rinse the suspension into the kidney. You can see it here. It's an easy step. And also the magnet is steered endoscopically and navigated like they used to with the basket. So two things or two maneuvers they are very used to. Yeah. And to add on this, it's a global retrieval approach, and the fragments come to the magnet. This enhances the user experience for the surgeon instead of localizing and finding very small fragments and going up to 30, 40 times to leave the patient stone-free if possible even.